Hello everybody, this is the Streetwear Collab Podcast with Cloudy, and today I am recording this episode on August 22nd. Well, it's actually kind of August 21st because it just barely turned midnight as I'm recording this episode, because this is a very last minute episode because I couldn't get a guest on, which is my bad because I was very busy focusing on the Supreme drop, making videos for that and everything, and then also classes are going to be starting up this Monday for me, so that kind of thing kind of got me caught up, so that's why I couldn't really get a guest on. So this is going to be solo, which is kind of strange because I think it is a lot easier to have a conversation with somebody on a podcast rather than talking solo, because you just kind of gotta go off and talk a lot, which is like kind of intense, because I feel like you just gotta take a break sometimes. Like when you talk, you can't just like talk for the whole time because it is very intense. I'm not that good at it, and it'll be interesting. So I'm just gonna kind of go over the usual questions I usually ask my guests, and yeah, hopefully this works out as a decent podcast. So it should be slower than usual because it is a conversation with myself instead of with somebody else. So yeah. So the first question I always ask people is, what do people on the internet know you for? And for me personally, I think majority of the people know me for obviously the Cloudy YouTube channel. I would really like for people to know me for my second YouTube channel, which is just my real name, Jacky Guo. That would be really cool if that channel got going, because I really want to make a different variety of content other than just Hypebeast, Supreme, and Streetwear. I really want to make other content, so hopefully that channel grows, because that would be really, really nice. And then the second question that I always ask people is like, how did they get into the whole hypebeast, sneakers, and streetwear culture vibe thing? And for me personally, I think I got into it just by watching YouTube videos. I think one of the first ones that I started to watch was Jacky Guo, I believe. But the reason that I started looking it up in the first place was because I saw people wearing like cool stuff. Like I saw the brand Supreme. I'm pretty sure I saw it in middle school. I definitely did. People had it and would post it on like Facebook and stuff like that. But I just had no idea what it was. This was back in around like 2012, 2011. So back then Supreme obviously wasn't as popular. So yeah, you can kind of understand like why wouldn't the average, middle schooler at that time know about Supreme, because it wasn't as big and it is very expensive. So I just feel like it's very not approachable for a lot of people, but some people did had it. I always thought that it was just the same thing as like a brand like Obey, Diamond, the Hundreds. I didn't know that it was like different than them. I thought it was just a normal brand they could pick up the mall. And then once I did find out about that it was like, whole limited and special, it definitely made me like super duper interested in it. And that's kind of what got me into the whole hypebeast, really Supreme streetwear culture. Is I think I found out about it through Jacky Guo, I'm pretty sure, but I could be very wrong. I'm not sure. I really understood that it was a hypebeast brand. Let me think, when was it? It was right before when was it? It was right before, wow, this is really hard to think. It was right before I cannot think of it. Right before junior year. That's when I found out that it was like hard to get. And I found out about it sophomore year in high school. This is around 2014, 2015. That's when I found out that it was a limited brand. And sorry if I take random breaks, in this podcast, like a whole, like maybe like 10 seconds. It's just that I just like got to gather myself sometimes and like gather my thoughts together. I think it's easier when you're listening to someone else talk that you can like think about what to say next. So yeah. But the next question is, what are my favorite brands? And obviously Supreme is probably my favorite brand. That is like very, very obvious. And my second favorite brand might be Palace. I think that's like safe to say. And then right now for like basics, I'm really liking Uniqlo, even though I don't own a lot of Uniqlo pieces. I only ever own 2 pieces. Like I own a t-shirt from them and I own a pair of pants from them, but I really, really like the quality of them. But other than Supreme and Palace, there aren't really any other brands I just really, really like. I guess I do like other brands like Dime, Noah, all those. I like the designs from them, but they're just not as approachable for me, because the thing I like about copying Supreme and Palace is that if I end up like not liking a piece that much anymore, I can just get rid of it, and you can get the most of your money back, which is really nice compared to buying a brand like, it's not as popular. Once you buy it, you're kind of like stuck with it, and you want to sell it, you'll lose money on it, which is like definitely more tough for me to like consider getting. I guess another brand I really like would be Vans, because those are some of my favorite pairs of shoes. I really like Vans. But really, other than that, there's not really anything else that I really like. And then the next question that I got for myself is, what are my favorite pieces in my collection? And honestly, I gotta like look around just to like think about it. But the Jenny tee from Palace is one of the favorite ones for sure. Another one of my favorite is the Murakami COVID box logo. I think that's an easy one because it is just like so hyped up an item. It's definitely the most hyped item I have in my whole collection. And then I love the Supreme FW16 Chrome Classic logo hoodie in black, because that is just a very, very classic piece to me. It means a lot to me because it's like the first Supreme item that I really, really liked that I bought. The very first item I bought was a hooded long sleeve is red from Supreme SS16, and that like piece wasn't really my favorite piece, but the Chrome Classic logo was the first piece I really liked, and I don't see a lot of people with it, so I feel like it kind of like defined me almost. So that's why like it's really special to me. And another item that's really special to me is my Below Average hoodie, which is my personal brand that I'm making kind of soon. I'll make more information about it public once I really start to move it forward, but that's one of my most favorite pieces just because I made it myself. It's very simple. I designed it to be very wearable, like a very easy to wear daily piece. A hoodie you can just toss on, and that's why I really like it as a useful basic. And then my other favorite piece are just like my black jeans. Those are just my essential, because I just really like black jeans. So yeah, that's definitely one of my go-tos. And then the next question I got for myself is, if I won the lottery, what would be the Hypebeast type items I would go out and buy? So a lot of items that I would go out and buy aren't necessarily the most hyped items, but they're just items that I just always wanted because they're unique. So I really want a pair of the patchwork pants, the ones that came with the set of the anorak. I really want a pair of those. I think the pants are a little bit nicer than the jacket. The jacket is like way overhyped for me, but the pants are very, very nice in my opinion. And then another piece I would just go out and grab, like the more Hypebeast piece, would probably be the CDG, the olive CDG hoodie with Supreme collab. I think I would definitely go out and grab that. I would really like a CDG polka dot box logo hoodie, the gray one with the black polka dots and the red box logo. I definitely want one of those, the hoodie. And I think that's really it. There's nothing else that I would just like go out and buy instantly. Like shoes, I just don't really care. I would go out and buy like Vans in a bunch of different colorways. I would go out and buy a bunch of my favorite jeans. And yeah, there's nothing else that I would just like really care about. I don't really care about sneakers that much, to be honest. And those are just the pieces on top of my head that I know I would go out and buy. I don't think there's anything else that I love so much that I would like just go get it right away. Those are just the things that I thought about. Shoes wise, I would really like a pair of the Jordan 1 Last Mountains, the SB collabs, the black pair that scrapes off into the Breads and the Royals. Those are definitely really up there. And then the next question is, what made me decide to start this YouTube channel? Now, I always wanted to do YouTube. I think I made my first video like around 2009 or 2010 or 2009. I think that's when I made my first YouTube channel. They were absolutely horrible. They were videos that I made inside Microsoft Paint. I would just like make little animations, and it's crazy embarrassing. I would never release those out there as of right now. I probably will make that public if I ever get like something crazy like 1 million subscribers. I think that'd be really fun to let you guys know how to find those videos, because they still are on YouTube. So yeah, definitely would be a very interesting thing to show. But this channel specifically, I made it because for the longest time I wanted to make a gaming YouTube channel, because gaming was like my main hobby. That is what I always wanted to do before like I really got into the whole streetwear Hypebeast culture. This became like my favorite hobby, So I can't remember what exactly inspired me to make my first video. My first video, I guess because I bought my first Supreme pieces, that's what made me. I thought it was cool. And that's what made me make my first video. I made a video on how to buy Supreme, which is absolutely horrible because I had no knowledge at the time of how to buy Supreme. And yeah, that's why that video was so bad. I literally had no knowledge and I was just making stuff up pretty much what I thought was real. So yeah, that is so embarrassing looking back, but hey, everyone's got to start somewhere. And I'm really trying to think like what YouTubers inspired me to make a YouTube channel. Like definitely Richie Lee is one of my favorite YouTube channels. One of my favorite YouTube channels that I've been watching for a long time is Eddie Wynn. It's one of my favorite YouTubers. He's just like a men's fashion. He's more men's fashion than streetwear in my opinion. And then another one that I really liked is We Are The Trend. I don't think he uploads videos anymore, which is kind of sad considering that's one of my favorite YouTube channels. And right now, I guess I'll just go into my favorite YouTube channels because I always talk about that kind of stuff. Obviously, I watched a lot of the people in the Supreme community. I watch Jacob Star. I watch Sup Frank, Boone, Robert. These are usually my go-to people that I watch inside the Supreme community. Recently, you guys put me on Larry D because he helped my podcast. So shout out to Supreme for putting me on Larry D's channel. Like, just a really genuine guy, I feel like. So definitely nice to learn about his channel. The user review I had on my podcast, if he starts uploading, I'll definitely watch it because, I gotta support everybody that supported me for giving me a chance on my podcast. So, like, for 100% will support every one of those people that came on my podcast because that is something that I just really, really appreciate. But some other YouTubers I really like to watch, I always name drop who is Jacob. He's just a really more streetwear YouTuber in my opinion. He's very fashion based compared to like a Hypebeast, all these Supreme YouTubers. I just listed off. I feel like he's more of a fashion YouTuber compared to a Supreme YouTuber. If you guys understand what I'm talking about. Some other people, that's really it. I watch Richie Lee, one of my favorite channels of all time, and I think it's just really hard to name fashion YouTubers off the top of my head. Another one is Magnus Ronning. He doesn't upload a lot anymore, which is kind of sad because he was like one of my favorite fashion channels. Even though his style of fashion is very different from mine, I still really, really liked his videos. I guess a YouTuber that I don't watch but I like their style of videos is Emma Chamberlain. I saw like one of her videos and I just really liked her that kind of brand of vlogging. I think it's really interesting. Another YouTuber that's sort of streetwear that I watch is Ari Kagan. He has very filmmaking type videos, and I really kind of can appreciate that kind of video. That's kind of the inspiration that I kind of try to put into my second channel, is that more like filmy, editing, documentary kind of type vlog. It's hard to explain, but I think if you go watch his channel, you kind of get a vibe that's more film, like documentary style videos compared to just like vlog style type videos that I make on their channel. Just talking about random stuff. Supreme mostly, but I kind of want to get into more filmy, more edited type videos on that second channel that I made. And then I'm really burning through these questions. So I guess this will be a really short episode of podcast, the Cloudy solo special. So what are my go-to outfits, right? So whenever it's like hot and I can just wear a t-shirt, I'll go t-shirt, black jeans, and whatever beat up pair of shoes. One thing that I always do is don't like to do black on black, and I don't like to wear like a really light jeans with like a really light shirt. That's like a thing that I just don't really like. I really like color blocking, wearing like black jeans, light shirt, and my favorite colorway, so like the most common fit that you'll see me in is like a gray Supreme shirt or a gray Palace shirt, and then I'll wear black jeans and I'll wear like black shoes, maybe some Vans like Vans Old Schools or Converse 1 Stars. Those are that's the most general fit. That's the fit that I wear the most often. And then if I need to switch it up, I might go like black shirt, like maybe some light washed denim, and then again black Vans. That's like another fit that I like to do. Recently, I've been just going hard as hell on one pair of black selvage raw denim because I'm just trying to get that faded raw denim look, but it is so hard because black denim doesn't fade as easily as like indigo denim. So that is a brutal process. I don't think I'll be able to actually get them to like a crazy faded look. I think I'll probably end up giving up because if you wear a pair of jeans so many times I wash them, they do get stinky, which I've been taking care of these jeans, making sure that they air them out and everything so that they actually don't smell bad at all. which is crazy considering how much I wear them. I guess because I avoided wearing them during the summer because quarantine, during most of the summer it is quarantine. So maybe once I start wearing now, I feel like it might go in the shitter. So yeah, might have to wash them soon. But if you guys understand, it might sound crazy to you guys not washing your pants, but that is the raw denim culture. And it is something that I thought would be fun to get into. And some of you guys might think it's crazy, but just a fun experiment. They are from my particular pair from Brave Star, which is definitely a more affordable pair of raw salvage denim. Some other options that are affordable are Guston, Brave Star. Those are two that came out of my head. Unbranded. Uniqlo has some. And then you want to go like one level up. I know there's like a few brands, but the only one that I really comes off the top of my head is Naked and Famous. That's like around the $130 range, $150 range, while the rest of the brands that I named are more in the under $100 range, like in the $80, $90 range. So that's the kind of idea of how much these denim brands go for. But right now, I don't know what else to talk about. I'll talk about my favorite. Actually, I can't really talk about my favorite items from the Supreme lookbook because I haven't took a deep dive into it yet. But just some stuff I'm looking forward to is that I'm really looking forward to the cross box logo. It's a very interesting look. I actually really don't like it. I think most people really don't like it because it is a very, very strange look. It is extremely strange in my opinion. I really don't like it. So honestly, it's clothing pieces, nothing that I like too much. So I'm just gonna talk about my favorite accessories. So there was that little like bed thing. I really like that thing. It's probably gonna go for way too much, so that thing's probably I'm not gonna cop it. Definitely wanted the Colgate, such a meme collab item. I really want that. The Chucky doll, not for my personal collections. It's a bit creepy, I guess. And maybe I'm just like, I don't know, it just trips me out. Just too creepy in some ways. So definitely I'll resell that though. I'll flip it. I really want that metal chair, the folding chair. Definitely want that. Would love a pack of the playing cards, but I guess the ship has sailed on those. They sold out so fast. So wow, actually not that many good accessories. I'm kind of shocked. So I guess I'm gonna look up how much is that like cartel tricks thing, whatever it's called. That little like sofa bed. I just gonna look it up to see how much could it cost. Okay, they're like $1,600 for the non-Supreme version. So yeah, way out of my price range. Holy crap, that is so much. The fishbowl would be nice. Oh yeah, I really want those pants. The pants with the all over print that has like the New York thing. I really want those. And I think that's like really it for pieces that I'm really, really anticipating. I'm really anticipating the collabs then compared to these items because there's nothing really that crazy that I'm gonna be looking out for like that. And those pants are gonna be a regular fit, which is kind of sucks. So I might try to get them tapered. I'm not really sure because that might be nice, but I don't know like where's a good tailor, so that might be a big struggle. But I think getting them tailored might be like a good move considering I just don't like the fit of those straight pants, But I think I might just cut this episode right here because I don't want to go on any tangents, make this too long because that'd be horrible because I really don't have that much to talk about. This is kind of last minute. I just wanted to do something because I think consistency is key because for me, if I take a week off, then it might lead to 2 weeks off and it's just a snowball effect and I just can't let that happen. So I just had to make something despite not having anything lined up. So thank you everyone for listening to the podcast. I don't have an outro, so I'm just going to cut it off and play some music now.